Well, how about y'all? This is Daniel Nicholson with Nicholson Farms, and welcome back to another video. Appreciate you clicking on the video and checking out our channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We would greatly appreciate it. And if you're here for goats, today is going to be all about goats. I've pretty much done all my other chores and don't really plan on recording doing any more with any other animals. So we're going to be focusing on the goats today. And what we're going to be doing is sorting off our steer goats, our wethers, from the herd. We're also going to be sorting off some of our cull doelings and a couple cull does that we have in the herd. They're all behind me in this pasture. We're going to do our best to catch them up in our catch pen up here, and hopefully everybody goes in there nice and smoothly. I don't really know how I'm going to sort them off yet. I'm thinking about putting the steers and the doelings and all the culls into this pasture. Then we're going to walk them down behind the barn so they're closer, because I'm going to start feeding them a little bit of grain for the next couple days before we take them to the sale. I'll explain all that in here in a little while. But first, I guess let's get these goats called up, see how many actually come in the catch pen. I don't need any of the mature does except for one. So I guess I'll just break out the feed. I got a little in a bucket, and we'll get them in the barn and we'll see how this goes. Wish me luck. Let's see if I can get them up here to the barn first. I got a couple little half drums set out. This is typically what we use for our baby goats so they can get in, kind of stay warm, stay out of the way from the other goats. But we're gonna just throw a little grain in there right now. So I was able to get everybody that we need in here. This white doe behind me, she's always hard to catch, but we don't need her. She's gonna stay. This is Goaty, kind of a little pet, and then our two Spanish does, they didn't come in as well. They're a little skittish, about like her. They're not crazy, but they just don't come in the catch pen. But we got everybody that we needed. We're about to start sorting them off, and I guess I'll kind of explain as we're going what we're sorting off. Number one, for sure, the wethers, our steers, they're going to be sorted off. They're going to the sale on Monday. So are all the culls. I'm going to keep all my mature does except for one. This girl back here in the back, she's an older doe, always having to deworm her and all that kind of stuff. So definitely need to go. She's worth more at the sale barn than she is dead here. And then I've got 2 or 3 doelings that I'm going to go ahead and get rid of. We're going to kind of go through them all, get a head count of what I've got. I know I want to keep most of my doelings, but we're going to get them all separated, and then I'll give them a fine look and see if everything in here is worth keeping. So I guess I better get started by myself, so we'll see how this goes. I'm probably going to crowd some up in there and just kind of pull out what I don't need. At least that's my plan for right now. We'll see how it goes. So that wasn't the fastest way, I don't reckon. I mean, it'd be a whole lot easier with somebody else, or if I actually had a nice sorting corral. But this side, whenever they're going out here, these are girls that are going to stay. Over here is all the ones that's going to go. Just going to, I think, let out a couple more out of this pen at a time. Just let them come in here, and as they come towards the gates, then I'll make a decision where they stay or go. I can probably sort a little bit with this gate letting them out. Hey. 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 Here. Hey. Go. Move, Rivers. Get out of here. Y'all did not make the cut. Rivers, out, out. This is a pretty look move. This is a pretty little doeling, but she's got split teats on both sides. Move her. And you are the last one. Alrighty. Alright, so this is the group of girls that are gonna be staying. There's 34 of them. I probably should have culled a little bit harder. There's some older does in this herd that I need to get rid of. But honestly, I'm probably gonna wait till they kid out and wean off their kid to sell them. I know there's at least 2 of them in there that I need to get rid of. Some of these doelings are a little on the smaller end. I don't know if they bred or not. I'm not too concerned if they bred or not. I'm gonna let them go for 1 year. On that second go around, if they don't breed, that's when we'll start culling them. I've got, excuse me. I've got 2 doelings in here. That is, the reason they're going is because they have split teats on both sides. That's something that we're trying to cull for. I still got some mature does that have split teats, but all the offspring, we're definitely gonna be culling out the split teats on them. I'm trying to walk down here there at the other end of the pasture. But you pull them 2 out. I've got that 1 older doe that I explained in the beginning of the video, that she is just always sick. She's going. And then I've got another doeling that got a little down, or 2 other doelings that just kind of got a little down a couple weeks ago. If you remember, well, I brought those 2 back from the lease to put them in the sick pen to kind of feed them a little bit before I brought all these other does home. So that's what we have. And then there's several steer goats. I don't really have a head count yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15. We're going to be selling 15 goats, 5 of which are females, the 4 doelings, the older one, and then we have 10 steer goats. Come on, Rivers. Rivers, come on. Whew. Rivers is not a big fan of the electric fence. Getting them to cross this where I've got these steers fenced off, and for their section for the day is a trick. Come on, Rivers. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. There you go. I know it's a battlefield. Let's go. All right, so I'm gonna go grab a little more feed in a bucket, and then we're gonna be moving them down to the back pasture where they're gonna be spending the next couple days down there with our 2 bucks. I'm just gonna open up the gate, let them in with the bucks. I've got a small round bell down there that I put in for the bucks a couple days ago that needs to be cleaned up, because we're gonna be taking the bucks up to the lease in a day or two whenever I get the chance. We're gonna be taking them, and one of these wethers is gonna go with them. The couple that owns that piece of property up the road, they want to butcher a goat this year, so I'm gonna pick them out one. And honestly, what I'm gonna do is these 2 brown ones back here, they're twin brothers, they're the exact same size. We're just gonna give them one of those, and whatever the other one brings at the sale, they will pay me. So yeah, let me go grab a bucket and see if we can get them where they need to be. I'm gonna feed them for the next couple days. It's not gonna put a lot of weight on them, but it will make them look a little more filled out than what they do now, instead of just hay. I mean, most of them look pretty good to me, but I'm just gonna feed them for, it's only about 3 or 4 days until they're going to the sale barn. So let me go grab some feed. We'll walk them down there, get them situated, and get them fed up. Come on, go. Come on. Move, Rivers. Why are you always in the way? Come on, goats. Come on through. That all up? We got a couple more. Let's go. Come on. Rivers, come here. Come on. Come on. All right, we advanced that far at least. Woo! Come on. Let's go, goats. Come on. Let's just take a little stroll. Let's go. Let's go. We don't have all of you. Come on, goats. Let's go. Come on. Come through the gate. Let's go. Let's go get the stragglers, I guess. An example why I want to get rid of that one. Not only is she sick all the time, she's just aggravating. Heck. Well, with minimum running around chasing and cussing, we finally got all of them in here. We're about to turn them in with the bucks. Probably should keep them separate. It'd be easier to sort off them bucks, or keeping them bucks separate when it's time to load them. But like I said earlier, there's this round bell out here that I want these goats to clean up, so they need as much time with that as possible. So I'm about to grab a little bit of feed. We'll go in here and feed them all, open that gate, and let them munch on that bale and some grain for the next couple of days. Goats have about got the best of me today. God, I was about to lose my temper on these guys moving them down here. Let's go, come on. Come get some grain. Well, we got everybody sorted off. They're in here with the bucks now, eating a little bit of grain. They're gonna be eating grain for, I think, 4 days until the sale. Like I said, I don't expect them to gain a bunch of weight before then. Most of them look pretty filled out, except for one or two that kind of got down a couple months ago, or a couple weeks ago, whatever it was. But this is just gonna make them look a little more filled out before we go to the sale barn. We'll feed them about 1 pound per head per day. Up until then, probably feed them the morning of before we take them. But they're in here. At least they're sorted off for the main herd. We know we've got 34 nannies or does that we're going to be keeping and continuing to grow out. And they should, for the most part, maybe a couple of them doelings didn't breed, but for the most part, all those girls should be bred. Should be expecting some babies to hit the ground here in about a month. And we'll start this whole process over with again. Our next video is probably going to be hauling these 2 bucks up to the lease, along with one of those wither goats or steer goats. We're going to be putting them on the trailer, taking them up the road, letting them go up there so I don't have to feed them grain or any hay. There's plenty of fescue up there for 3 goats, so I wouldn't really have to do much with them other than make sure they have water. Thunder, our black Kiko buck, that son of gun is aggravating. Since I've been keeping him in this little pen, feeding him grain. If you're around the shed down here, he is hollering the whole time until you feed him. You feed him. If you're still down here about an hour later, he's going to start hollering again. So I want to get him up there for sure. Number 1, so I don't have to hear him every day. And number 2, just to stop feeding him grain, and hopefully he'll break that habit, I guess. But like I said, we got everybody moved. Everybody's good to go. I really appreciate you hanging out with us. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. It'd mean a lot to us. The channel is starting to gain a little bit of traction, and we really appreciate all the views, all the comments, all the subscriptions, all that stuff. So like I said, I really appreciate you hanging out with us. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, leave us a comment, and we'll see y'all on the next one.